Hey, first of all, I guess forgive the bright light up there. It's really bright. so, Today I'm going to be covering a few of the first lessons that we talked about in OCIA during the first phase of OCIA. See, OCIA stands for the Order of Christian Initiation of Adults. And it used to be called RCIA, which is the right, I think it was the Rite of Christian Initiation for Adults. Um, and I don't know why they changed it, but they changed it like this past year or so. And it happens in several phases. I want to say, okay, here we go. It's the inquiry phase, which is where you basically just like talk about you test in the waters. You talk about a lot of like really basic stuff, like who's Jesus, Mary and the saints, the Bible, the Mass, the church year. Which, by the way, the church goes through these cycles of like 3 years where they cover the whole Bible, and they talk about it. Obviously, during certain times of year, they go back over certain parts of the Bible, like during uh, during the Advent season, Christmas time, they talk about a lot about the birth of Christ, and that first Christmas and things that led up to that, and like some lessons that we can draw from that. Some things God might be trying to convey to us, and then during Easter season, they talk about the crucifixion of Christ and everything surrounding that. There are a lot of terms that Catholics use to call these things that I don't entirely know just yet because I'm new, but bear with me. So yeah, first phase is the inquiry phase. You test the waters. You see, just like it's like you're dipping your toes in the water to see if it's too hot or if it's too deep or whatever, and then you decide. It can last a couple months. It only lasted a couple months for me, but it can really last as long as you desire, really. Like if you're just not quite sure yet, you want to think on it for a few months or like a year or whatever. Catholic Church isn't gonna they're not gonna pressure you into it. So then, once you decide, if you decide that you maybe want to actually think about Catholicism, next is the catechumenate phase, which is the phase that I'm in, the second phase. It comes from an ancient Greek word, language like early church stuff, catechumen. I think it's probably how it's pronounced. It means a person receiving instruction. So I'm assuming a catechumenate is, I guess, just a fancy way to talk about that. Ugh. Uh, During this period, you discuss a lot of church beliefs. I have a list around here. Here we go. You talk mostly sacraments. You also talk about early church history. We talk about the sacraments in general, the sacrament of baptism, confirmation, Eucharist, penance, marriage, holy orders, dignity of life, Christian moral living, social justice, the consistent ethic of life. Not sure what that is. Should be pretty interesting. But yeah, I don't know exactly what awaits me in the next phase, which is purification and enlightenment. This takes place during the weeks before Easter. It may include any of several optional rites. I'm assuming that's like, okay, so yeah, I don't know. This is gonna be interesting. I don't know what's gonna happen during phase three. It says during Lent, so I'm assuming that maybe includes baptism. I've been baptized before, actually, in the Catholic Church. Actually, within within the parish that I'm doing this whole OCIA thing in, I was baptized and received communion and confirmation uh, around, I think this is back in 1999. I'm aging myself here a little bit. I was It was just before my 10th birthday. So yeah, I was born in 1989. So there's, I guess, a lot that I'm not going to be doing because I've technically already done it. And by technically already done it, um, I mean, I've already done it. There's nothing technical about it. Although I do like being technically correct, because it's the best form of being correct. I don't have to be technically correct. I'm correct. Or I guess I've done this before. So then there's a lot of, I guess, deeper spiritual preparation for the sacraments in this period. And then after that, once you've received baptism, confirmation, and the Eucharist, then and they also talked about how just before on the day of the Easter Vigil is when we're going to do confession for the first time. And I've never done confession before, so I'm kind of nervous. I'm 36, pushing 37, and I've got 36 years of sins on me that I'd like to just dump on the priest. I'm sure he'll probably be able to keep me on track, so I don't get off topic and whatnot. I'm hoping he'll be able to. I have faith. I have faith he'll be able to keep me on track, keep me focused on the sins that I want to confess to him. And so I want to actually do that before Easter Vigil because of how long I think it's going to take. It might not take that long. It might even take longer, though. I don't know. But they said, we've got a few minutes to spend some time with the priest in confession just to get a feel for it. I'm like, that's great, but I've got a lot more sins to cover, some of the bigger ones that I've done in my life. Even the process of providing context isn't true. I don't feel like I've truly confessed if I don't provide context, so even the process of providing context, I think, could take collectively or with individual sins, I don't know yet, more than the time we have on the day of the Easter Vigil, which, if I understood it correctly and heard it correctly, is the Saturday before Easter. They call it Holy Saturday, I think. So there's that. Then after that phase is mystagogy, which is post-baptismal catechesis. This final period usually lasts several weeks from Easter to Pentecost. So it's 40 days, I think, 40, 50 days. 40 to 60 days for sure. I don't know how long it is. I'm sure somebody could correct me. And I'm sure it also doesn't take a priest to do so as well. But yeah, it's a time to reflect on the mysteries of the sacraments and to begin living out your new faith in practical ways. I think at the end of phase 3 is when you can officially call yourself a Catholic. Right? So there's that. We didn't really go over this all too much back in October, at least I don't think so, but there's this part that says, they go over why we should attend Mass, and it's to be closer to God, not just closer to God, but closer to the church, which isn't just Christ. He's the head of the church. Christ is definitely the head of the church, but the church isn't just Jesus. It's the people that go to church, that go to Mass. So you want to be a part of. It's more nuanced than this. I know I'll be able to explain it better later on in my journey to convert to Catholicism, but there's not. I guess there's still a lot I don't know. And this is I'm not even in the inquiry phase anymore. I'm still in the I'm in the catechumenate phase. I said that already. And then so one of these questions they have here is, name a Catholic you admire, and what do you admire about him or her? Everybody there loves Father Mike Schmitz, and I even mentioned Jonathan Ruby, the guy who plays Jesus in The Chosen. I think he's awesome. But yeah, there's that. That is, I guess, the welcome to OCIA phase of this whole spiel. If you like what you saw, comment, share, and subscribe. Y'all have a nice day.